WNY.
Watercooler.com.
Stop the hammering. Stop the hammering out there. Who's got a hammer? Where is it? Where's the hammer? Is it on the... Go up on the other floor. Somebody go up there and stop the hammering. Stop the hammering. I'll go down to the goddamn floor myself and stop it. Keep the goddamn commercial break going. Call fucking Phil Griffin. I don't care who the fuck you have to call. Stop the hammering.
If he had a decent kind heart, he would...
Brother, come on, you take a look at the news. Watch the news for 5 minutes, Steve, and then tell me that your life is awful. You're a clown, Steve. I'm tired of the clown show. Tired of it.
Welcome back. Welcome back. WNYWaterCooler.com podcast. We got our host, Steve. And we got Coast Online. Subscribe, rate, review, share the podcast, retweet it, post it on wherever you... If you're on Parler, I don't know where you are. Just do it.
What's up, Steve?
Another day, another blowout. Holy shit, that game was boring.
That was a bad one. The home games, the past 8 home games have been brutal. Between the weather last year and the games being over at halftime, I mean, whew.
Yeah, the only home game I've really enjoyed recently was the Colts game.
The one that we got smoked?
Yeah, put McDerr in his place.
When was the last competitive home game? I mean, we got smoked by the Colts, so that wasn't competitive.
We lost to the Patriots on Monday night.
Oh, that one. Okay, I guess that would
I guess it wasn't competitive because we got embarrassed. But
okay, but so you had the Hurricane game, us getting smoked by the Colts. Were there any other? We lost to the Steelers. That game was close, I guess. So
yeah, we lost by 6.
Every other game was a blowout, though.
Just about.
So, man, the product of these home games hasn't been exciting. That's for sure.
I feel bad for these people that spend hundreds of dollars for a ticket. I mean, I don't know what kind of loser does that. But
Steeler fans dropping hundreds to come to the game, driving out. The game was over at 1:40.
That was easily the fewest Steelers fans I've ever seen at a Bills-Steelers game.
Oh, okay.
And there were people next to us, and it was weird. We felt bad for them, which I don't
even to see their rookie QB. Oh, rough.
I don't feel bad really for anyone, and I was just like, all right, guys, you know what? Sorry, man, you guys suck. But
they were bad.
It's like when I was, 10 years ago when I was going to all the road games. That's what must have been what they felt like. What are you doing, dude? We'd have some back and forth, but then ultimately just okay, buddy, see ya.
I feel like at our lowest point, it was never that bad though. That Steelers game we went to in 2005, I think it was one of the worst games we ever went to, and I think we lost 22 to 3 or something.
22 to 3, yeah, something like that. Well, it's 10-3 at half. But...
Yeah, it wasn't even 31-3 at half. I mean, good God, that was just wow.
Well, and it was just throw it to Gabe Davis and he'll score a touchdown from wherever. If he's in the parking lot, he'll break through security and score.
We talked about it last week, and I think the injury was a factor for him. I mean, I don't know.
Well, I'd say obviously.
Yeah, obviously it wasn't anything more than that. Hopefully,
how furious were you that we didn't just dump it off to 20?
Moss?
Yeah, you must have been. That's your favorite play is a dump off to Moss.
When Moss when he turns 2 into 6, yeah, I love that.
I scream for bombs. You scream for a dump off.
Oh, I see where you're going with that.
Third.
Well, the Steelers, obviously they were spooked by our efficient short passing game, and I don't know if they thought Allen couldn't throw into the wind. And I'm glad that our offensive coordinator this year realizes that the wind doesn't affect him, unlike our old offensive coordinator.
Well, we're getting a lot of luck with kickoffs and punts. I feel like these guys can't field the ball.
Yeah. Well, the wind, you could just see how big of a deal the wind was on our kickoff after that touchdown. It was died at the 20.
It was windy, like tailgating. I mean, I was only there for a few minutes, but it was windy, like walking towards the stadium. But
yeah, it was windy.
It was so like warm and sunny out, so it was kind of weird. But yeah, it's windy, and yet Joshy Poo is just completing. I mean, how long in the air, like how far in the air was that ball? The first one to Gabe Davis, the 98-yarder.
It was like 45 yards, but he threw it like his feet weren't even on the ground. The guy's unbelievable. I mean, he's the most talented quarterback maybe ever.
I wish I could ever like anything as much as you like him. Just like you get so like happy. It's weird.
It's just I feel so thankful. I mean, it's like the football gods after what we went through.
Oh, Canadian
for so long.
Thanksgiving, yeah.
We we get to watch him every week. I mean, imagine having to watch like most of the team. Like, I mean, there's only how many quarterbacks in the league that are like must-watch TV every week. Like these teams watch, like the Giants, they're 4-1. They watch Daniel Jones every other week. I mean, barely.
I only saw a little bit of that game. The Packers suck. I don't understand the Packers, and
they have no talent. I mean, their quarterback is 38 years old. Their best receiver is a rookie, who he doesn't even. I mean, he's throwing at Cobb most of the time because he like knows him.
Yeah,
Rodgers sucks. I mean, I'm with you on Rodgers now. It took me a while. You were there in like 2009 for some reason, but screw that guy.
No, I like him now. I like but
of course.
Well, yeah. Well, what I don't get, people love that coach because he won games, and then like people like Coward are like,
coach sucks.
We lumped him in with other great coaches.
No one who did.
Who did? I don't.
Yeah, exactly.
Like you watch him in the playoffs, that's where you can tell if a coach is like. I don't know.
Mike McCarthy's win-loss record with the Packers was outstanding,
yeah,
and now everyone just everyone just makes fun of him. It's obviously who the quarterback is. Like, yeah, he's.
Well, I think a lot of it is who's in your division too. I mean, the Packers and the Patriots were always in the easiest divisions, but
yeah, they've never had. There was no like good rival for them in their division.
I mean, the Bears have had good teams, good defenses at least, but yeah, there was something I saw like Brady's stats in his 40s would be the best Bears quarterback of all time or something.
Yeah, I mean, it's just like the AFC East during his era, the Brady era. There was no real. I mean, the best competition he had was Mark Sanchez Jets.
And he lost to him once at home in the playoffs.
Yeah, exactly. So you're right. You get you. It's huge when you have a division that sucks because you're getting home playoff games every year without much stress.
I guarantee Tomlin regretted so much playing Pickett in that game too, because you know him. He's like, "Oh, I got to be 500 this year."
Yeah, I mean, Pickett actually looked. I mean, everything they did with him was very safe. Everything. They didn't throw over the middle like at all. Everything was to the sidelines or dump offs, which was probably smart. I mean, we rested guys. I think we rested guys like purposely.
Yeah, I sort of think that too. Like, I mean, really, Poyer couldn't have played. I mean,
like Poyer makes the biggest play in the Ravens game, and then he's just like he doesn't even practice the whole week. Same with Edmonds. He didn't
miss any snaps in the game, and then
and then he just all of a sudden he's a DNP all week. I think we shut guys down on purpose, honestly, and I think it's a smart move.
Smart decision that McDermott's made probably in his career. But I mean, with Pickett, like I don't know about the
franchise history. Interesting.
How about winning an AFC Championship game? But with the Steelers, like I don't know about their offensive line. Maybe their O-line's not good, but their receivers, their tight ends, receivers, running back, like you're not going to have a better situation in the league, or very few, maybe one. They probably have the best position offensive players in the league.
Well, I mean, they have good position players players. The running backs suck. Harris sucks. You can't draft a guy in the first round at running back who's that mediocre. Like you watch Saquon Barkley, he's not good. Harris, does he jump off the TV? Like if you're going to draft a guy in the first round, look at Breece Hall. Guy's ripping off 70-yard receptions already. Like Harris is basically Zach Moss. Honestly, is there a difference? Najee Harris.
I'm talking to someone that's never watched college football before, so I guess
I don't care about college football. Watch the guy in the pros. He doesn't look fast. He looks slow. He's like, oh, he can catch. Great. Like he's an every down running back. Great. He doesn't do anything special. Like I'm not afraid. Are you afraid of Najee Harris? No.
Well, I'm not really scared of any running back other than like
Exactly.
LaDainian Tomlinson, but
well, like you watch Barkley, the guy there's certain running backs that are explosive and can actually like impact the game. I just don't think Najee Harris is that guy at all. Not even close. But they do have good receivers. They do have good receivers for sure. And
tight end good too. But whatever. The Steelers are not even worth talking about. I mean, that whole division, it's weird that the AFC West and the AFC North are not as good as everyone thought they were going to be, but they could flip a little bit.
Yeah, I think I was never big on the Chargers. I don't know. I feel like it was a lot of talk.
And the Raiders, I mean, they just have an idiot coach.
I still think the Raiders are the second best team in that division. Maybe the best team. They might be the best team in that division.
Well, I don't know. How do they lose to the Chiefs on Monday? That's
bad coaching.
Well, yeah, I know how, but
the analytic nerds, everything is about analytics. And the going in for 2, take the lead. There's 4 minutes left. It's like irrelevant to me to be up by 1 against the Chiefs with 4 minutes left.
Yeah, I didn't understand that at all. What is the point of going up 1? Other than if they score, are you assuming they're going to score a touchdown? Or, I mean, the Chiefs had a bad kicker because their kicker's hurt. That is really the only thing. But there's no way that they took that into consideration. I don't think.
And but you're giving them 4 downs to. Like you're forcing them to use 4 downs. Like they punted the Chiefs. They wouldn't have punted if they were down by 1.
Yeah, you're right. That's a good point too. That's one of your first good points in years. Yeah, you're right. Because then if you're down, but if it's tied, they're more likely to, if like 4th and 4 from their own 30. If it's tied, they would probably punt or whatever.
I just thought going for 2 with that much time left. If there's like 30 seconds left. I mean, with Kansas City, I don't even know. I mean, 4 seconds left. Then yeah, by all means, just go for 2, go for the win. But you're 4 minutes left. I mean, I just thought it was a horrible decision. Horrible, indefensible. I thought tie the game. If they go down and score, you maybe have a chance to tie. Plus, if the game's tied, it's just I don't know. Like I said before, you're guaranteeing the Chiefs 4 downs.
Well, like the other part of that is your team rallies around that. You came down and tied the game instead of being down again. Like the players, they don't care. I mean, I don't know, but it seems like the players don't care about this quote unquote analytics bullshit. They care what the score is. Like, like maybe after the game they're like, oh, okay, that's what the math said or whatever. But I mean, these guys aren't like they're not all fucking Harvard graduates.
The math,
they're not geniuses.
The math. We've talked about it so many times, and I think people are like starting to make this point because I think it's starting to get like a little bit out of control. The math is a tool, but you can't live or die by it because these statistics aren't. First of all, it's not in a controlled environment. Like every game is different. The weather, the situation, who's injured, who's healthy. There's just so many different variables every game that you can't just say you're not in every game isn't played in a dome with the same people and the same brains and the same everything. Like you can't just so totally rely. It's not blackjack.
Exactly.
You should hit or stand every time. It's the same cards. It's like, it's just, there's so much variability in every situation. Like, yeah, okay.
Variability.
The math says to do this, but you take it into account, but you can't just, and that's why these people that like rely on it, like it's fucking black and white, like, and they can't be wrong. It's like their crutch. It's so fucking annoying. It drives me nuts.
Like Chap and Jeremy White, they always say, well, it's every game ever played. You're talking about 10 million games. Well, guess what? A game in week 2 between the Jets and the Lions I don't care about that game that happened 41 years ago, or whoever the shitty opponents were in 1988. That to me hurts your argument.
Exactly. The game is different, and all these when you have a large number of trials, that's assuming to me that they're all the same, and you get different outcomes, but they're all like the same situation. That's when it's like you can rely on it, like it's fucking black and white, like blackjack. These aren't the same situations. Like it just. Yeah.
I would want the last 3. I would want something like in the last 4 years in December, or like in the rain. What was the result? Not every game ever, and then you see different models of the same shit. Like, this one said 3%, or that one's 1.5%.
Exactly. And then that's what we're arguing about oftentimes is, your win probability. It's like 1% here or there. Like people like the Brandon Staley, going for it on his own side of the field, like versus punting. It was like, 1%, this model, 1% should. It's like, what are we talking about? If you have a coach that does something that's like maybe 25% bad or whatever, then come at me with that. But if like Brandon Staley punting would have given him like a 55% chance, and going for it would have given him like a 54% chance, and you're going to rip on him for it. I mean, I thought it was stupid to go for it on your own side of the field, but
isn't there even like a 1% chance they'll muff the punt? Or like you get a great punt and it goes out at the 1? Like, I mean, I'm sure that's in the data, and I don't know.
But it's just so stupid to make people feel dumb about a decision that changes a win probability by a fucking percent. I mean, it's just so ridiculous to me. If it's 20% or something, then yeah, probably dumb. Like, but come on, it's ruining it, man. It's ruining football, because every coaching decision now, the coaches are like probably thinking they're going to get fucking ridiculed if they do the wrong thing according to the fucking math guys. And I love math.
Yeah, strangely.
But you just got to take that into account with like the Ravens in the game against us, like going for it there. I don't know. Get the lead, man. There's 4 minutes left. Get the lead. Have you seen us in close games for the past 2 seasons? Get the lead. We might choke.
Yeah, I definitely agree with you there.
Like, yeah, Allen, they were having trouble stopping us, but we had trouble closing games.
And it was raining.
It was raining. It was raining. And we've had trouble closing close games. And are we going to, like, drive down and score a touchdown? You're up 3. Like, likely if we drive down, we're going to overtime. You just don't know what would have happened. It changes everything. It changes the mindset. It changes everything. And I just, 4 minutes left. The math says to not take the lead. That to me is just mind-boggling. I don't know.
So this Chiefs game, the line's 2.5.
It should be higher.
The first time Schefter tweeted that. First time in 41 home games, Patty Mahomes is a home dog, including playoffs.
Yeah. I think it's light. It should be 4 or 5.
5?
Maybe.
No one's betting Bills is -5.
I just think we're better. I just think we're better in every single facet of the game, honestly. I can't find where, outside of tight end.
Quarterback?
Nah, man. It's not even quarterback. It's Andy Reid is just a genius. And that's what scares me the most. Dude, Pat Mahomes has 15 touchdown passes. That's really good. I think it leads the league. How many of those touchdown passes do you think went to a wide receiver? Out of 15. 15 TD passes, 2. 2 out of 15 to wide receivers. You know what that tells me? Andy Reid is first. Kelsey is 7 out of 15. And then the running backs and maybe another, I forget, have 6. And
fullback, I think, has one.
Fullback, yeah. That means they're scheming these plays open. Andy Reid is designing plays to get guys open for TDs. This isn't like, and meanwhile, Allen, 12 touchdown passes out of 14 to wide receivers. You're just not seeing. I just think that Mahomes, he's good and everything. And this has been my take on him forever. Andy Reid is the best offensive play caller in the league, and makes Mahomes' life easy. I mean, 13 out of 15 TD passes to backs and tight ends. That's insane.
Well, yeah, they're like a red zone. They like to get into the red zone, and they just have these like you're saying crazy plays where they get these guys. Like Kelsey had 4. I think he had 4 catches, 4 touchdowns, and like 26 yards.
Yeah, he had 20 something. Yeah, yeah. So that's all. I mean, I don't know how Kelsey is getting open as like it's like who do we do?
Well, he's a unicorn.
He is, but it's not like he's a tight end. How like can't someone just cover him? It's not like he's got.
We said that about Gronkowski for 8 years.
I know.
We've had good linebackers. We have had good safeties, good linebackers. We can't stop these guys. I don't know. I mean, overall, we do pretty well against tight ends. But
the Chiefs' leading receiver has fewer yards than Gabe Davis, who's played like 2 games. It's Kelsey and just I feel like it's Kelsey and Andy Reid gimmicky plays is their offense, and obviously they lead the league in points, so it's obviously it works great. But I don't know, man. Yeah, gimmicky. These red zone plays they have so many like gimmicky little fancy.
Well, they are, but they're so good that they can practice these weird plays.
Andy Reid is.
I hate that stupid friggin' inside, not draw,
bubble
but inside.
Yeah,
the bubble. How is that? It almost always works. I think the Raiders stopped it, but
I just think that this offense, if we can it's obviously easy to say, but easier said than done, but take Kelsey out of the game and make Marcus Valdez-Scantling, whatever the hell his name is, be. Like these receivers they don't have good skill position players outside of Kelsey. So somehow take them out of the game. I don't know. Just every play have like 2 guys in his grill at the line. Just like
Smith-Schuster looks like shit. Hey, that guy has like drops every game, multiple drops. Seems like.
Are we gonna like? Is Smith-Schuster and Hardman gonna beat us? Like, I want
Hardman usually does.
I just want Kelsey to get lit up every play. Do whatever you have to take to get that dude. Like, take him out of the game. I don't know what it takes because the guy's like unbelievable, but
is it a must-win game? No. I mean, it's tough. I can't say it's a must-win because it seems like the division is just opening up more and more for us. Although the Jets, I don't know. I want to watch more of this Jets team. No, I want to watch them a little more.
They've beaten Skylar Thompson, Jacoby Brissett. No, not Jacoby.
No,
Brissett.
Flacco. Oh wait,
no Flacco. They had that crazy win against the Browns, and then they beat. Who did they? Oh, they beat the Steelers by
buzzer. They were down. Yeah,
Jets are one of the 5 worst teams in the NFL. One of the 5 worst teams in the NFL. The Jets are. They're easily the worst team in the East.
They're not 5 worst teams in the NFL.
Oh yeah, 100%. 5 worst team. One of the 5 worst teams. When do
you change you always say that, like, I don't change my opinion. When do you change your opinion? Like 2 years later in hindsight? Like,
the Jets suck, dude.
I don't know, man.
Am I supposed to be impressed with them beating a 3rd-string QB, Mitchell Trubisky barely, and whatever happened in that Browns game, which was like 1 in a million. I mean,
They beat down the Dolphins, though.
Are they better than they were last year? Probably, but I still don't see them winning more. I got them at like 6-11.
So they're gonna go. They're gonna go what 3-10 the rest of the year. 3-9.
Probably, maybe worse.
Jesus. Wow.
Yeah, man, they're the Jets aren't good. The Dolphins are still a playoff team, I think. Once they get healthy at quarterback, and they have injuries on defense too, I think. But
so it's not a must-win game, and you're gonna predict us to win by 20.
yeah, I don't think it's a. I mean, like if we lose, I still think the 1 seed is going to be harder to get, obviously. But the Raiders screwed us.
Well, they do play him again. I think the Raiders might get better as the season goes along.
Yeah, I think so too. And I think the Chiefs they'll have more tough games coming down like the rest of the season than we do. So, and the Chiefs have played
I think
5.
they've had a tough schedule. I'm bringing it up right now.
You don't know their schedule?
The Chiefs?
Yeah, they played Zona, smoked them. They barely beat the Chargers, and it took like 100-yard pick six. They lost to the Colts, man. People could say all they want about how it was, fluky. The fact that it was even competitive is embarrassing.
That game from a mile away, you knew that there was something off with that. All right, yeah. So they won at Arizona. They beat the Chargers by 3, which they should have lost that one.
Yeah.
They lost at Indy. They beat the Bucs in a weird rivalry game.
Yeah, that was their best game, and they got some breaks in the first half to get up to a big lead, and the Bucs aren't that good. The fact that the Bucs put up the Bucs aren't scoring points on anybody, and they scored 31 against Kansas City. Kansas City's defense, they're allowing 25 points per game, 24th in the league. Their pass defense is 25th in the league. They're getting lit up. I mean, the Raiders were slicing them up
in the first half. Yeah, I don't know. Chiefs schedule. So after this,
it's been comparable to ours in difficulty probably so far.
Yeah. I mean, so they play at San Fran next week. Then they have a bye week. Then they have Tennessee and Jacksonville at home, at Chargers, Rams at home, and then 3 straight road games. At Cincy, at Denver, at Houston.
That's a tough schedule.
What we need is for Denver to get better because they played Denver twice in December. Oh, well, they played them January 1st. So
in the Niners, I think the Niners are probably one of the 4 best teams in the NFL too. That's going to be a tough game for Kansas City.
Well, we need them to get healthy. San Fran, the 49ers have a lot of injuries, but
I mean they've been running all over teams. They're like I think that San Fran will probably be favored in that game, I'm guessing. Well, we'll see what happens this week. But
I don't see more than 3 more losses on their schedule, though.
At Niners is a tougher than any game we have left, easily.
At Jets?
As it looks right now. That at Niners is the toughest game they have, tougher than any of our games. I mean, the Packers game is looking like, you never know what will happen, but they don't look that great at all. At Cincy was the other tough road game, but Cincy looks like garbage. I mean, Burrow might suck.
What?
They look terrible. I mean, they turned it on late last year, so they could be a different team come week 16, or week 17, but we might be clinched everything by then.
Yeah, clinched everything. I feel like there's going to be a lot of Bills fans. I mean, the stupid rubes clearly are just paying whatever amount. And everyone's cashing out their 401k to go to these games, it seems like. So I feel like there's going to be a big Bills contingent there.
Dude, this is
I think it's
you want to talk about a revenge game?
I don't know.
For who, them?
Yeah, I think they play Monday night. That was a freaking crazy game. I I mean, that was a really good, crazy game. And then they got to come to play us, and then they had to play San Francisco. Which
Dude, this game is like, we talked about revenge games and how we think they're real. You think that man, the pent up anger that's going to be unleashed on that team on Sunday, it's going to be, I don't know. You just got to hope they don't get overhyped. Although they really haven't. We've been great in primetime nationally televised games. We really have.
Surprisingly, yeah. Revenge factor, I don't know. I mean, revenge on your own coach, maybe, like, get tackled into his knees. I don't know. I feel like we respect the Chiefs, like the players. They seem to respect the Chiefs. That they got beat by their own coach. I don't know.
I think they respect them, but I think that, I mean, you look at you just compare the rosters, man, and we're just better. We're just better, and it's just going to come down to how. The fact of the matter is, Reid versus Frazier is a mismatch, and we'll have to hope that. But I think our offense versus their defense is a mismatch too. So, but we're getting healthy. Benford, everyone's back at practice basically.
Well, over under 54. I don't know that one. I mean, sometimes like our over under. I think our games have been going under almost all of them. Dolphins, the last 3 have, just because I mean the rain game we didn't do one. We couldn't score against Miami, and then Steelers just didn't do anything.
You look at the Miami game, it easily could have gone over if Milano catches that pass and we score from the inch line. That Dolphins game was ridiculous. That should have gone over probably, but it's tough when your opponents are scoring like no points. So,
and the Chiefs secondary, I mean, they're losing, not having dude from LSU, Tyrann Mathieu. I mean, I don't know. That guy, I don't even know where he is. Oh, he plays for the Saints, but he's banged up maybe. I mean, you go to the Saints.
Yeah, I don't know. They got probably, I don't even know who's starting in the DBs. I really don't.
Snead is, I mean, he's good. They have him blitz a lot.
They got good, like Clark and Jones, but aren't those guys old?
Their corners blitz a lot, which is
good luck, man. Good luck to them. They're going to blitz. Honestly.
Yeah, they don't know how to beat the Bills, so I agree with you. It's gonna.
The last two games we played against them, we're averaging like 37 points a game, 38 and 36. No, 38 and what was it, 43, 37 or whatever. We're averaging like 37 points a game in the last 2 games versus Kansas City. They can't stop us. The problem is, like I said before, Reid versus Frazier is a mismatch.
Yeah,
and I hope we learned. I just hope I hope that they're not going to look at like that Bengals tape and be like, oh, they rushed 3 and we do that. That won't work. Rush 3 and give Mahomes like 10 minutes to throw. But I think we can just rush 4 and cover.
Pacheco.
And we'll get pressure on them. And
someone's got to check Pacheco.
Not scared of Pacheco. Not even. The only guy on their offense I'm scared of is Kelsey. And I'm petrified of him.
I mean, they don't use Mecole a lot, but
don't use any of their receivers.
He can make a play though.
He can make a play, but he's not going to beat you consistently. Kelsey is. Their backs are screen passes, dump offs. Kelsey, maybe an occasional wide receiver screen. They're like I said before, man. They score their points with they don't throw to receivers in the red zone. So, and I don't think they have a ton of big plays either. It's just, I mean, like you said, Kelsey, 4 TD catches. He had 20-something yards total receiving. So,
yeah, they're running the ball a lot, although the Raiders ran the ball a lot too.
Ran it all over them.
Yeah, which, I mean, that doesn't help us.
I mean, I think it does.
Who's going to run the ball?
It doesn't matter. If we can run it effectively and they're going to have to, respect that. when our offenses can run the ball and they can be, they're just not, you can't defend them. You just can't defend them. Did you see the stat where in drives that Allen started this season, we have 5 punts in 5 games?
Yeah, I saw that.
And we got some picks, but even like our picks are, and we have like, they're, the end zone pick, we had a couple turnovers deep in St. Louis, in the turnovers on the Rams side of midfield. And
well, before I didn't see after the Steelers game, but before that they were saying we didn't give up any punt return yards. Yeah, Sunday it's the weather, it's no rain. It's going to be a nice fall day there. I don't know.
Yes.
I think this is going to be a shootout. I think I'm going to put some money on the over 54. I mean, 54 is a lot, but like you said, we've been putting up 30 something.
Yeah,
we got a minute left here, so what do you give a final?
I got 4. Yeah, I got 40 to 16. I think it's going to be like 30. What did I say? 40. I think it's going to be 30 to 6 at halftime. I think we're going to jump all over them, and it's going to be insane the first half. I just have this feeling it's going to be just fireworks from us and our defense just making plays, and then I think in the second half we're going to just chew clock.
Well, I do think that we will jump out on them. I might take Bills first half for a good chunk. Because that does seem like, I mean, I was talking about revenge games. I don't know if on this or not, but yeah, I think that it could be early on revenge game, and then I don't want to count on McDermott. So maybe I'll take them first half, Bills.
This is the epitome of a revenge game. I mean, you can't have much.
We said the same fucking thing last year, in which we did crush them, and then
we smoked them,
and then it ended up being completely meaningless.
Completely fucking meaningless. Well, gotta go 31-28 Chiefs. Talk to you next week.
Okay, it's gutter hope. All about my Bills like Buffalo.
That's about it from Manager's Corner. Go fuck yourself, and the fuck with your show coming up next.
We're going to the playoffs, and you're going to take out one of our best players because you couldn't take a hit? That's a joke. That's an absolute joke is what it is.
Shit, I'm all about the Bills like Thurman Thomas.
Win the U game. We need an L. We need an L against Houston. We need as many L's as we can pile up. Now